Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cm42TV. I'm here, it's my classic Coca-Cola and definitely had too much to drink. Okay, I've just realised I hate doing the openings of videos. It's just so awkward, I don't know what to say. Alright, welcome. It's like I'm doing some sort of mad formal presentation. Hello ladies and gentlemen, come in, sit down, make yourself comfortable. Put in your tweaked audio earbuds. That's an old one. I heard that in a while. Anyway, I would call this Mellow Thoughts, part of the Mellow Thoughts series, to sort of mix up instead of just being all wrestling stuff. But it's mellow in the case of I want it to be nice and relaxed and stuff. And I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't want it to be a quick 5-minute video because I think it deserves more than that. However, you know what I'm like. I don't like videos being too long because I hate long movies. And I will purposely not watch a television show if every episode is over an hour long. But this is a kind of a review, you know, a talk, a discussion, a mellow thoughts episode, talking about Rogue One, a Star Wars story, by the way, in case you're a bit confused. You see Rogue One on a poster and you think, what's that going to be about? It says it's got a wee colon, nicely, you know, informs you that it's a Star Wars movie. You know, it's no secret, I've said it on the podcast a million times. The Good Bit podcast, by the way. All information in the description box. I've said it on the podcast, on the Good Bit, so much that, you know, Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, is my favourite movie. It just is. It means the most to me, in my opinion. It is the best Star Wars film and the one that was most special, and it's, you know, there's lots of meaning behind it, and you know, it's the most anticipated film of all time with the best trailers and the best atmosphere, best cinema experience, and just an amazing score and amazing acting and all these new characters, but then there's like a nostalgia factor. And I loved it so much I never ever like made a video or recorded a podcast talking about it, because I did record one and never posted it or, you know, saved it or anything. It just didn't do justice how much I loved the movie. And you know, when we did our top 15 movies episode back in the summer, my number one, you know, I officially declared my number one favourite film to be Star Wars 7. So there was a lot of anticipation going into Rogue One, especially the fact that, you know, it's not episode 8, it's episode 3.5. And going into Force Awakens back in December 2015, almost directly a year ago today, I had done so much research on Force Awakens and I'd looked into it so much, you know. There was so much I knew about the film, you know, and I shouldn't have, I guess. You know, maybe it would have benefited me more if I didn't know, and maybe, you know, it's a good thing I did, and maybe I enjoyed Force Awakens more than I enjoyed Rogue One because I knew more about Force Awakens. Maybe that's the case, but who knows? I haven't watched any reviews. I didn't watch any previews and, you know, any, you know, prediction videos or whatever, because I'm very easily manipulated in terms of, you know, my opinions and stuff. I'll really love a film, and then I'll see someone that I really, you know, admire or respect as someone, and they'll have hated the film and they'll explain to me why they didn't like the film, and then I'll find myself not liking the film at all. It happened on the Good Bit one time. We went to go see the film that came out this year, Midnight Special, with Michael Shannon and Joel Edgerton. Yeah, Joel Edgerton. And I really enjoyed the film. I thought it was original, I thought it was different, I thought it was fun, I thought it was, you know, very sci-fi-ish. And I had a really good time watching the film, you know. I just really liked it and I thought it was cool. And then we go back to here and did the podcast, and I was on the panel with me, Aaron, and 2 other people, and you know, the 3 others that were on the show other than me didn't like the film, and you know, by the end of the episode I found myself insulting the film, and, you know, and being like, oh, do you know what that was, rubbish? And I hate that, because, you know, I do form my own opinions, don't worry. I am, you know, mellow out, God's sake. It's just a thing that happens with me. Anyway, so I didn't watch any reviews or anything. I didn't want to, you know, watch any previews. I didn't want to know too much about it. Yeah, I know, you know, Felicity Jones, you know, I know Forrest Whitaker and stuff. I only knew a few things about, you know, the film. You know, with Force Awakens, I watched the trailer, you know, multiple times. Like in the teens, then at times I watched the trailers and memorised them, and, you know, could recite them in my sleep, you know. And this time I only watched the Rogue One trailer, you know, 2 or 3 times maybe, you know. But I guess I should stop talking nonsense and just get on to reviewing the film. Shall I? That's a good idea. I thought the film was fucking awesome. I thought it was awesome. It was great. It was fun, and it was dark, and it was funny, and it was emotional, and it was powerful, and it was nostalgic, and I don't know, man, it was just a great time. It was a great film. It's definitely one I can't wait to see again. I've already made plans to see it again. I want to see it in 4DX. Note, I've never seen a 4DX film before, so holy shit. And I'm going to go on New Year's Day as well. That's became a tradition, going to the cinema on New Year's Day. And, you know, the main thing about it, you know, the reason why I thought it was so good is for a couple of reasons. And I mean, I thought the acting was great, and I loved the new characters, and the battles were fucking crazy, and the visuals were great, and the score was good, and you know, and I liked the fact they didn't have, you know, the opening crawl. I knew that was going to happen anyway. I didn't expect them to have, you know, the long time ago in a Galaxy Far, Far Away title. I didn't expect that. That was a wee surprise when I saw that, and I knew they weren't going to have the crawl. It just kind of went doom right straight. I just knocked the glasses off my face, like it went doom right and started the film. And yeah, I thought, you know, if you're not going to do the crawl, it's a good way. It's like you put the lights up on a stage. Do you know what I mean? Like someone just turned the lights on. Now we're ready to watch. I like that, you know, if you're not going to do the crawl, make it, you know, an impact when you start the film. Where do you start? Like, Felicity Jones was good, and, you know, Riz Ahmed was good, and I don't know all the actors' names. I'm sure I will when I watch the film more and stuff. I love studying films that I love, and, you know, it's weird seeing the new characters. You know, it's a new Star Wars thing, and it's the next set of Star Wars characters you need to, you know. Yeah, I guess not because, you know, what happens in the end, you know, spoiler alert, but, you know, for the next couple of hours anyway. I thought the start of the film was really, really slow. I started getting worried. The first half hour of the film I felt was pretty slow. I was like, oh no, here we go. Because before I even saw The Force Awakens, right, before I saw Episode 7, I knew it was going to be my favourite film of the year. It's just that it was, you know, in September of 2015, months before it was going to come out, The Force Awakens had already won my movie of the year. By anticipation, by trailers, by, you know, build up. So, you know, this one wasn't the case. You know, I didn't, you know, have that much anticipation for this one. Obviously, I was really looking forward to it. It's another Star Wars film, but, you know, it's 3.5. You don't really, you know, it's not going to develop anything. We don't already know what's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? We know the ending. You know, it's just how they're going to get to it. And I guess that the selling point is what wee cameos we're going to get and stuff, and that was playing a big part in my enjoyment in the film. I felt if, you know, all the wee cameos, you know, leading into Episode 4 weren't in the film, I wouldn't have enjoyed it nearly as much. Because I love A New Hope so much. It's very special to me and my family and stuff. A lot of people prefer Empire Strikes Back, but A New Hope, you know, until Force Awakens, A New Hope was my favourite one. So much to cover. So I thought the new stuff was good, you know, not as good as Force Awakens. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, you know, the Force Awakens had already won my film of the year. This, you know, I don't know, up until now, you know, my favourite film of 2016 was The Hateful Eight. Just based on, a lot of things go into favourite, you know, films and favourite, you know, same with wrestling matches and stuff. My favourite match of the year. There's a lot of elements to it. My favourite song of the year. There's lots of, it needs to be, you know, you have to have memories around, you know, favourite of the year. It's a big deal sort of thing. For me anyway, it's silly, but, you know, it's just something that I've done for years. So Hateful Eight up until now has been my favourite film of the year. Just because cinema experience was really good, and I really loved the film, and my first Tarantino film in cinemas, and the first film that was rated on 18 that I got to see in the cinema and stuff. I went to this pure weird abandoned theatre in the West End of Scotland to see it because it wasn't allowed in Cineworld or whatever. So it was a big, you know, it was a cool feeling for Hateful Eight, and it's just, I've seen a lot of good films this year, like a lot of good films. This has been my biggest year for cinema ever. I've seen, you know, tons of films this year, and great ones that I've loved, like The Jungle Book and Civil War and The Nice Guys and Hell or High Water and Finding Dory and Zootropolis and Moana recently was fucking amazing. And, you know, there was loads of great films this year, and Deadpool was another one. And I just thought, you know, nothing's going to beat Hateful Eight if all these films aren't beating it. And I don't know if Rogue One has beat it yet, do you know what I mean? I don't know if Rogue One's my favourite. I need to go see it again, and, you know, I've been in, you know, reading on Twitter and stuff, people are saying, you know, Rogue One was better the second time, but, you know, it's pretty good the first time. So, as I was trying to say about 10 minutes ago, I love the new stuff, but the thing that got me the most about this film, the reason this film is a Ty Dillinger 10 out of 10 for me, is the hints and the continuity factor that leads into Episode 4. And I love things like that, you know. And not just in Star Wars, and there's a lot of it in Star Wars, but like, wee hints in prequels and you know, films set in the future, like Back to the Future and stuff, like wee things that lead into other films and wee things that reference another film in the same series, like Jaws and stuff. Like, I love Jaws the Revenge, no one else does, but I love the fact that, you know, they talk about the first one in Jaws the Revenge. There's so many, you know, films like that, but especially Star Wars, where the universe is so weird and it's a whole separate world. They can still have these weird links, like Tarantino movies are cool, you know, how they're all kind of linked together and stuff. And especially a film like A New Hope that is so special, and you know, it's one I love so much and I've loved for pretty much all my life. It's like, it's almost like we're getting like 5 minutes at the start of A New Hope that we hadn't seen ever before, even 10 minutes, you know. The last, as I said, I thought the first little bit of the film was really slow. However, the last half hour was just fucking mental, man. Like, it was just perfect, do you know what I mean? Leading into A New Hope, it was literally matched perfectly, and that blew my mind. And the other things that blew my mind, numerous things. Bail Organa's in it. I knew he was going to be in it, but that was just fucking cool to see him. All the weird creatures and stuff. The reason why, you know, Star Wars is so weird, and you know, people compare Star Wars and Star Trek so often. The reason I feel that Star Wars is more fun is because in Star Trek you get weird creatures, but not just random ones running about, you know, when everything else is going on. You know, I haven't seen all the original Star Trek, so who knows, you know. I'm just saying, you know, Star Wars is so weird that way, but it's so lovable that way. It's more fun, you know. It's kind of like a hint, like a kids thing. So I don't know, man. So what was I saying? So there's so many wee hints, right? And Bail Organa, I knew that was going to be in it. Now, the thing that I, as I said, I didn't know much about Rogue One before I went in, but one thing I did know about it was I'd heard on a certain series that I may watch on YouTube called The Road to Episode 8, that they were going to do the whole facial thing. They were going to, there was a clip of Grand Moff Tarkin, who, great name by the way, from, you know, obviously who died many years ago. I don't know how many years ago, 20 years ago, 15 years ago. He died a long time ago. And he's in, you know, A New Hope. And there was, I don't know if it was a TV spot or a trailer that you saw, you know, him, his likeness anyway. It could have been someone else, but it looked like him. Whether from behind or a shadow or a reflection or something. And I was thinking, okay, it's going to be just another actor dressed up as someone. You're not really going to see him close up, you're going to see him from a distance. And I was thinking, you know, if it's running right into A New Hope, you're probably going to see Princess Leia at some point. So you might see her in the distance, so you might see her with R2, you might see a shadow of her or something. We'll get to that later. But no, Grand Moff Tarkin is just there. In the film. In 2016. He is there. In a brand new Star Wars film, in a prequel, another prequel to A New Hope. A guy who died all these years ago, and modern day technology continues to blow my mind in film and television and all these different things. It is unbelievable. What the hell? He's in the film! A guy that died 20 years ago or however long ago, 2 decades ago. So that was weird. I knew he was going to be in it, but not, you know, he was like a proper character. He was so evil, and you know, I hated him in A New Hope. Not now, I love Peter Cushing, but I'm just saying, like, when I was younger and stuff, when I first watched it, I just thought he was so evil. He blew up, you know, a full planet just at his leisure and stuff, and I didn't like him. He was a mean man. You know, he was kind of like Darth Vader, the superior, and kind of made Darth Vader look not as weak, or not as mean, I mean. So he was in it as a full-fledged character, and I was like, what the hell? So it was kind of cool to see him again, to see Peter Cushing even though it wasn't him, even though it was him. And then, you know, there's feckin' Princess Leia. Right there, in the film, Carrie Fisher from feckin' how many years ago? Almost 40 years ago. Young Carrie Fisher is back in a film, even though she's aged horrendously. She was on Graham Norton the other week and, you know, wasn't looking particularly healthy. And then look at her in feckin' Rogue One. It's not her, but it feckin' is her. Do you know what I mean? Like, what the hell? Mental. Unbelievable. My jaw just hit the floor when I saw her. You know, not because she was hot, because it's feckin' Carrie Fisher from 40 years ago. Mental. Literally looks identical to what she does in A New Hope. Which I just was so blown away by. That was the most standout thing for me anyway, the way that she looked, and even the way, you know, Darth Vader looked. And there was anticipation, you know, people who knew a little bit about Rogue One and saw the trailer or whatever knew that Darth Vader was going to make an appearance in the film anyway. We didn't know what he was going to do. And I thought, you know, the scene with him, you know, it's on for like 3 minutes or something. I thought, okay, that's going to be a wee Darth Vader scene, and it was really cool to see him again. And I love how it's James Earl Jones. I really want to know who is in the suit, and it would be really cool if it was Hayden Christensen. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd love it to be Hayden. I'd love it to be like Anakin, and I doubt it's because I think he looked a bit smaller than Hayden Christensen. Hayden was quite tall, I guess, but you know, I feel like, you know, Hayden Christensen gets a bad rep, and he has a hard time all the time. People just hate him, and I don't hate him at all. You know, I actually thought he was really cool when I was younger. We quote him all the time on The Good Bit and just in general life. So I really hope it was him. I doubt it though. And the voice is James Earl Jones, right? And James Earl Jones is an old man. He was an old man back then, but he's like in his 80s now, I'm assuming, and his voice just, it doesn't sound like Darth Vader in the slightest. It doesn't sound like Darth Vader at all. But it's okay because you know it's him. Do you know what I mean? Like, it'd be different if it was a guy doing like a bad impression of Darth Vader. You'd be like, nah, sit down. Do you know what I mean? And just, it's him, and it's okay that it sounds a bit off because you know it's real. You know, that was so cool. And you know, the first sound that came out Darth Vader's mouth, it wasn't, you know, the famous breathing sound, but like the first part, like piece of speech that he says. I got, you know, goosebumps and the hair stood up the back of my neck because, you know, it's more Darth Vader dialogue. And so while we're on the topic of Darth Vader, you know, the elephant in the room is that scene where he turns into a fucking killer. We knew he was a killer, it's Darth Vader, but my god, the scene where the rebels are scared and they're trapped in the wee room, and you hear him and you expect the door to rip open, and here he comes and he starts punching folk and might bring out the lightsaber or whatever. No, he's in the room with them. It's like Jaws. I felt like there was at one point as well, I don't know if it was an X-Wing or a ship, it came from like behind them at one point. It reminded me of Jaws, I don't know why, it just looked like a shark coming up to get them, you know, quickly. Anyway, he's in the room with them. It's like Jaws 3, when the shark follows him into the wee room. Lots of Jaws talk, and that's fine. Jaws is, you know, my second favourite film ever. That was my second favourite film ever in English. There you go, zoom, red lightsaber, lights up the wee room, and Darth Vader becomes a killer, he becomes a murderer, and I think that might be one of the coolest, darkest Darth Vader scenes in the entire Star Wars anthology, because, speaking of anthology, here's my ticket, right, and it says, Star Wars Antho. Now, it really annoys me sometimes, cinema tickets, they don't print the full name when they can do. An example, when I went to see Room at the start of the year, a 4-letter word that's polite on a ticket like this. Did they write Room? No, they didn't. It was the letter R, and that was it. Anyway, Moana, I went to see that recently, it was an M-O. Now they've got Star Wars Antho. Could they not just put Rogue One, at least? Anyway, Star Wars 3.5. So yeah, I think that has got to be one of the coolest and one of my favourite, you know, Darth Vader moments ever. Because he just looks so scary. It was really scary. Those poor folk were just, there was like 10 of them trapped to one thing. That's bad, you know, when the ship's going to blow up or whatever. And they're trapped in a room and it's like the door's kind of open and they can't get open. And then just Darth Vader shows up with his lightsaber. It was one of the coolest shots I've ever seen in cinema. Right there and then. You know what I mean? I'm just going to say it now. Coolest shot in cinema in a long time. Yeah, that was it. And the noise that came out of my mouth, I don't even want to frickin' do it again. I don't even know what it was. When that shot was like, oh, like when he did it. It just looked so cool and so badass and so mean. And when I was younger and I saw Darth Vader, I was a little bit scared of him sometimes, you know. Like that scene where he goes, take her away, and you know, when he's got the guy up by the throat and he chucks him and the guy hits the big lamppost thing, that scared me. But a lot of times I just laughed at Darth Vader when I was younger, you know, take off your feckin' cape, do you know what I mean? And now it just looks so scary, and you know, that was an amazing moment. That was one of my favourite moments of the film, if not my favourite. You know, it's between that and the Princess Leia shot. Those are the two bits that kind of blew my mind a lot. Another good, you know, nice little surprise was the R2 and 3PO cameo. You know, it's like, no, it's 3PO and R2. They will be in every Star Wars film, sort of thing, which I think is really cool. Another thing I loved was the two guys from the cantina showed up. He doesn't like you. I don't like you either. Those guys, they showed up with a guy with a pure weird ball chin. Really cool to see them again. You know, just wee things like that just made the film so cool. Yeah, that's one of the things I loved the most about it. You know, like the Peter Cushing thing and the Princess Leia thing and Darth Vader just being so scary. And then, as I was talking about a little while ago, I was saying how I love the little sort of continuity things where things lead into each other. It was literally the start of A New Hope. And I just loved that so much. That made the whole film, that made the film a 10 out of 10 for me. The fact that they've got the plans, finally, and it's ultimately, we know what's going to happen. All the new characters are going to die because none of them are in A New Hope, So you knew that going in. I thought the new droid, by the way, I don't know what his name is, I thought he was really funny. He reminded me a lot of Sheldon Cooper for The Big Bang Theory. The one that Felicity Jones shoots the one that looks like him, and he's like, "Did you know that wasn't me?" It sounded like something that Sheldon would say. I don't know. I thought he was really funny. He was starting to get on my nerves a bit. And I loved his death as well. The spoiler. I loved when he died as well, because it wasn't like a typical the droid gets shut down, or someone takes his head off or he gets shot. It was like he got shot numerous times and he was slowly powering down, sort of thing. That was really cool. What the hell was that as well? It was like a cut out statue of Ewan McGregor near the start of the film. It's like the home of the Jedis or something, or the rebels anyway. He's like holding his lightsaber. It's like a thing on the beach. And speaking of the beach, I thought it was really cool to see, Star Wars in sort of a more, a real life thing. And I said this recently to my friend Leanne. Shout out to Leanne. There's something about stormtroopers coming out of the sea that's quite arousing, actually. Like stormtroopers coming out of the water. It's so cool. I love the sort of Caribbean and tropical feel to it as well, which just felt real. And the blind guy was fucking awesome as well. I believe in the Force and the Force believes in me, or whatever it is. He was cool, and I loved the fact that he just got shot as well. It brings it back to reality. So yeah, another thing, this is what I was going to say. They've got the plans, right? And the bit where they're trapped in the room, and I love that the plans are on like the wee disc that Leia gives to R2 in A New Hope. It's like on a wee hard drive like this. Like it's like the plans are on this sort of thing. So they've got the plans and they're locked in a little room, and Darth Vader's about to come in with the lightsaber, and the door's kinda open. So fucking cool. And the guy's like, take it. He's like got the plans, the disc hanging out the door. He's going, take it, before he knows he's going to die. Take the plans. The guy takes the plans and starts running, and it's like almost like the start of A New Hope when you see the rebels running for the first time. It could be they've got the plans. They're running to give the plans to Leia. You don't see that, but the first time you think about the plans and you see Leia's when she's giving them to R2. But no, now it's like, well, hang on a second, where did the rebels run from? You know where they ran from now, because Darth Vader was going to kill them. The first time we ever saw Darth Vader, he comes out of the door after the stormtroopers have shot the rebels down at the opening of A New Hope, the first scene, which is fucking amazing. He comes out and he's all scary, and music's great, and the smoke and stuff, and the breathing. You've heard that for the first time. That's the first time, that you just imagine Darth Vader just coming out of nowhere, like an RKO. But now we know where he came from. He was in a wee room killing folk, then walks out. Do you know what I mean? It's like wee things added on to the start of A New Hope. And you could literally match up the films now. If I came home about half an hour ago or something, more now, it's past midnight now. If I'd come home and just put on A New Hope, you could literally pick up from where, Rogue One left off. And I just think that was so cool. And so, it could have easily just been, 10 years after Revenge of the Sith and 10 years before A New Hope. It could just be like between the films at some point, with new characters, and then, they live and then die before A New Hope happens. But no, it's literally right before. And Darth Vader's having a shower in sort of the lava planet sort of thing, where he became Darth Vader. Where Anakin became Darth Vader, and then, so fucking cool. And some of the shots with the Star Killers and stuff, not the Star Killers, the Star Destroyers all sort of lit up at certain points and stuff, and the shots of like the ships coming out of hyperspace all at once sort of thing. Just fucking so cool. That's the word to end up, to sum up the whole film of Rogue One. It's just cool. It's just lots of things that just add to A New Hope that you just didn't expect. We got, a follow-up to Return of the Jedi with, Force Awakens, but it's 30 years later. You would get Han Solo and Chewbacca and R2 and stuff 30 years later, but this is directly before one of the most iconic films of all time. And that made me fall in love with the film. I thought the first half of the film was really slow and boring, and then it just picked up so much and just became such a cool, fun masterpiece of a film. Great stuff. Loved the film. I cannot wait to see it again. Hopefully going to go next week, just before Christmas, and then I'm going to go again on New Year's Day. So, yeah, I'd love to do more. I'm sure we'll talk about it on The Good Bit at some point. But yeah, highly recommend you go see the film. It is a definite 10 out of 10. I don't even know, what's the director's name? Gareth Edwards, the same guy who directed the new Godzilla film, which I liked, with Bryan Cranston in it. I thought that was really cool. I liked that film. So I knew, you know, at least I've seen one thing the director's done. You know, at least J.J. Abrams, I was familiar with his work anyway. But yeah, fucking awesome film, and I loved it. You know, there's something really special about coming out of the cinema and just having like such a good feeling in your chest, and you're just smiling. And you know, Star Wars is really special to me and my dad, and we've got this connection. You know, wrestling and Star Wars kind of brings me and my dad together. And you know, we're just, you know, so giddy talking to each other about it. Just those new stuff about A New Hope, just fucking cool, man. Darth Vader looked the best he's ever looked with his lightsaber. Definitely been training. I didn't expect to see a single lightsaber in the film. It's not a type of film. It's a spy film based in Star Wars. You know, and that's sort of the nostalgia factor to it. All the new stuff is really cool as well. Forrest Whitaker's character reminded me of King Ezekiel from Walking Dead, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, I'm going to go on forever. Rogue One is a definite thumbs up. Cannot wait to see it again. And if the reports are true, better the second time. I cannot wait for the second time and the third time. And yeah, it's definitely a film I'm going to be raving about for the next wee while, so get fucking used to it. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter at Cm42TV. All information from me in the description box with the podcast and, you know, the iTunes stuff and that. Taking a wee break just now over the Christmas holidays and stuff, but we'll be back in the new year with a very special top 10 films of the year. That's going to be very, 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 very difficult for me to rank those films anyway. But yeah, I'll be back here doing some sort of Christmas video within the next couple of days. And until next time, my name is Chris Moffat, not related to Grand Moff Tarkin. Cm42TV, until next time, may the force be with you. That's the wrong thing. Oh, god damn it, I forgot. Don't give up on Napoli, eh?